Welcome, Club Secretary. The purpose of this video is to instruct you in the ways of the attendance spreadsheet and getting it in the minutes. Getting it in the minutes is the same as the other processes. We copy the section of the spreadsheet that we want, we paste it in. It's in our template, so that's what it will look like when we copy the template and rename that. I'm going to show you that we have several videos that you can watch before you get to this one. The attendance spreadsheet is in the club attendance folder in the executive committee folder. And when you open it, this is what you'll see. Now, the very first thing that you'll want to make sure is that you have a current list of members. To do that, you will go to your club roster, which is in Club Central under Club Roster. The most important step is that you sort this by the last name. If you do not sort by the last name, the rest of this process will not work. So you must sort the club roster by the last name and export the file. That will download this file to my system, and I'm going to put that, let's say, into downloads. It will also show up down here at the bottom in my Chrome bar at the bottom, my footer bar, if you will. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to come back to my club attendance folder. There will be a CSV file in your folder. You'll want to go ahead and remove that. That's the old data. Then I'm going to drag in my new data, drag it up just like that. It's going to appear. Now I have one and only one club roster file in the same directory in the club attendance folder, which is the same directory that my attendance spreadsheet is within. Now, the other way you could upload that club roster is you could click on New and File Upload, and you would get an operating system queue to traverse your file system, and you could go look for it that way and click on Open, and it would upload, and it would be the same as dragging it in, which you saw me do. Now, the attendance spreadsheet, once this looks this way, we have those two files there. Of course, we never want to delete the attendance file, only the roster. I can go back to the spreadsheet and I can say run script, import roster. Before I do, well, I guess I won't actually run the file. I won't actually delete any data, but you can assume that this works. If I deleted any names out of here, it would insert them back in for me. Actually, I guess I could do that. I'll delete Bakari and Jim here. Whoops. Let's delete those rows, 15 and 16. Well, let me delete. Okay, I've deleted a couple rows. Now I'm going to run the script to import the roster, and you will see it will put those names back in. Now, I know Margie was there last time. I'm going to put her name back there, put a 1 back. So if a person has attended, a 1 will be next to their name, and I just saw some data that needed to be cleaned up. Okay, so you've now seen how to import the roster, and that will bring in the people, and it'll put the formulas in the right cells, and everything should just work. The next thing that you'll want to do as the secretary is you'll want to take roll for the current meeting. So I'll insert roll column. I'm sorry, I clicked on run script and then insert roll column. That will take today's date and put it at the top. Now, our next meeting is not on the 29th, it's on the 30th. So I'm going to change that date. And now what I can do is I can come through here and I can take out anybody who's not there. I can just delete the ones of the people that weren't there. And you'll notice that as I do that, this number on the left of the slash changes. I've got 17 out of my 10.5 required for my quorum. If I want to check the math, I can say calculate quorum, and if it paints green, it means I do have quorum. Now let me just show you what this looks like if we get under that 10.5 that we are required to have quorum. Then all of a sudden you're going to see I only have 9 out of 10.5. If I run the script calculate quorum, this is just going to give me a visual indicator that I don't have quorum. It is calculating quorum based off of the active members, which means a member who has attended at least one of the last 3 meetings. And so it's looking at D, E, and F. Now, when I run the script and I insert another roll call and I get a new meeting, a new day, that's okay. I can just let the days keep piling over to the right. The only thing that's going to show up in my template, if I update this, you'll see, it is the 3 columns. It's only going to be 3 columns. So the most recent 3 meetings are what we're going to show, and that's going to determine whether the person is active, and then it's going to indicate whether or not we had quorum in that meeting. So one thing I could do there is calculate the quorum again. It's going to turn to green because everybody attended the new stuff that I would just put in there. And then, of course, I would go and update this, and that would reflect the green. And this is really handy so that you don't have to be messing around with your minutes file. The same benefit that we get for the business and the same benefit we get for announcements, we also get for attendance, and it's why we have set up all of these things and made it easy for you to move data around and to get things done. The reason it goes ahead and assumes everybody is there so that you can just highlight the row. You can use your arrow keys and your backspace key, and you can backspace out the one and go down and just rock and roll. And it's almost as fast as writing it down on paper if you have a little Chromebook, which we recommend to use as your secretary tool in the club meetings. And voila, you are now an expert almost. Let's go ahead and call you an expert in this attendance spreadsheet. You'll probably want to get a feel for things. In the next video, I'm going to show you if you really want to get to the expert level and you want to do some programming and improve on these processes and procedures even more, then we're going to give you some resources, point you in the direction of some resources that you can learn how all this is created. Thank you for watching and have a great day.